Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Garmin announces their G5 electronic flight instrument for experimentals and LSAs. The Glasair Merlin LSA receives certification. Aviation pet rescue organization GoFundMe site taken down. I'm Bree Cross. It's March 31st, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Garmin has just announced the introduction of its new G5 electronic flight instrument, and it looks like they're putting some teeth into the old saying that good things come in small packages. The G5 electronic flight instrument is intended for use in experimental, amateur-built, and light sport aircraft. The compact G5 will find its place serving as either a backup instrument to G3X or other EFIS systems, or as a standalone primary flight instrument with optional autopilot mode enunciation. It has a bright 3.5-inch sunlight-readable liquid crystal display with built-in GPS and displays attitude, ground track, altitude, airspeed, ground speed, vertical speed, slip skid, course deviation, vertical deviation, and incorporates a dedicated HSI page. Additionally, the G5 flight instrument can serve as part of a standalone autopilot when paired with Garmin's compatible autopilot mode controllers and autopilot servos. Like other Garmin products, it is designed to interface with other systems, such as the Garmin G3X Touch Glass Flight Display. Once again, we see the good things that can happen in the world of recreational aviation, and Garmin makes it even better by bringing this to the market at a price of $1,199. It's anticipated to be available starting next month. On March 29th, Glasair Aviation received FAA certification of its much-anticipated Merlin light sport aircraft. For nearly 40 years, Glasair has manufactured composite kit-built airplanes, first with its Glasair series of high-performance, low-wing aircraft in the 1980s, and then later with its utility high-wing Glass Star and Sportsman models. Now the Merlin LSA certification marks Glasair's first entry into turnkey airplane production. Glasair said the company will target pilots whose desire is to own an affordable, comfortable, all-composite aircraft for recreational flying. Glasair added that they also anticipate sales to training centers intent on upgrading to aircraft that are designed and built with the latest technology. Because the Merlin is certified as an SLSA, it can be used for commercial training purposes by pilots training for any level of certificate. According to Glasair, sales of the Merlin will be through regional aircraft dealerships. The Merlin LSA will be an entirely U.S.-made aircraft. Further, Merlin LSA production is underway with the first customer deliveries expected in the third quarter of this year. After these messages, GoFundMe site to buy a plane taken down.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. The website GoFundMe has suspended a campaign instituted by the pet rescue organization Soaring Paws while it looks into the finances of the group and its founder, Albert Adams. Adams is asking donors to help him buy an airplane to fly dogs and cats from shelters to rescue groups. Several other charitable organizations are involved in this practice, but they mostly use volunteer pilots donating their time and the use of their own aircraft. The Tampa Bay Times reports that GoFundMe said that Adams' campaign has been, quote, suspended while we are reviewing it. We were alerted to this by the GoFundMe community. Along with the crowdfunding effort, Adams takes donations on his website and has posted on Facebook that he is within $30,000 of purchasing a $130,000 airplane. The state of Florida is also reportedly looking into Adams' finances, according to the report. The state reportedly got involved after an investigation by the paper showed conflicting revenue reports. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero-Community update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. With the Sun and Fun International Fly-In Expo starting next week, the official start of the airshow season is underway. This makes it appropriate to remind you of the importance of an organization known as the International Council of Air Shows, or simply ICAS, plays in keeping air shows entertaining and safe. The early days of air shows were commonly referred to as barnstorming. Pilots would simply show up as individuals, put on an aerial demonstration, and commonly sell airplane rides. It may sound romantic, but it really was not very good business. ICAS was founded in 1968 as a trade and professional association by industry professionals to protect and promote their interest in the growing North American airshow marketplace. As an organization of airshow performers and promoters, ICAS works collectively to keep the industry safe and provide business standards. The air shows we enjoy are there because of the organization, cooperation, and safety fostered by ICAS. When the excitement of an air show brings someone into aviation, we can thank ICAS for presenting aviation with its best foot forward. The A&N crew and the ICAS membership welcome you to Sun and Fun next week. Let the fun begin. After these messages, Washington State changes state aircraft registration late charges.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The Washington State Governor signed a bill to remove excessive penalties for past due state aircraft registration fees. The bill does away with a graduated penalty payment based on the overdue date and sets a penalty at $100. A man rammed through a gate at Van Nuys Airport in California last week and crashed his pickup truck into a parked airplane. He was reported by control tower operators and apprehended by police. It's reported he is facing charges on 2 felony counts. A contract air traffic control company and a banner towing operation are being sued by the family of a pilot fatally injured in a banner towing accident in 2014. The NTSB found the pilot lost control of the airplane after picking up a banner. The International Women's Air and Space Museum in Cleveland, Ohio is hosting a book signing with author and pilot Jessica Cox on April 3rd. Cox attained her pilot certificate despite being born with no arms and authored the book Right-Footed. An FAA air traffic controller was sentenced to 1-year probation and ordered to pay restitution and criminal forfeiture to the amount of $303,800. He pleaded guilty to a conspiracy to commit wire fraud related to altering employee time and attendance records. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Russian media is reporting that the Russian Federal Agency for Air Transport is considering the cancellation of the airworthiness certificate of the Boeing 737 following the crash of a flydubai 737 in southern Russia on March 19th. The website businesssec.com relays a report from the Russian media outlet Sputnik, which says the Russian Civil Chamber Committee has expressed concerns about the airworthiness of the 737 to the Agency for Air Transport and the Interstate Aviation Committee. The Interstate Aviation Committee reportedly had recommended that the 737 not be flown following an accident involving one of the aircraft belonging to Tatarstan Airlines in 2013. That accident investigation focused on the rudder system of the airplane. Sputnik reports that Russian airlines currently operate more than 190 737s on its domestic routes. Well, that's our program for today, and don't forget that tomorrow is April 1st and a program you won't want to miss. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily, Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us in a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news. From the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.